How's it going, guys? I'm Rubik's Cube and welcome to Gaming Evolved. And before we kick off today's video, let's just have one more look at that first clip real quick. And freeze. Okay, so you can clearly see the RPG impacts about, 10-15 feet away from where the quad bike is driving. Yet somehow I continue to get a hit marker and I get a double kill. So I'm not too sure what happened there, but that was just really bizarre. So I had to show that to you guys. But anyway, moving on to the actual loadout. I decided to go with something different, and I went with the Type 95B, the G18 Naked, and then I went with the Incendiaries. This was another one of those loadouts that I wanted to challenge myself with because the Type 95, it's not a bad gun, but it's really not that great, especially at close quarters, and then the G18 is frankly kind of useless, and then the Incendiaries are even more useless. So I kind of struggled using the G18 and the Incendiaries, but the Type 95 actually did fairly well, and I was pleasantly surprised with that gun. And I might actually use it again, so if you guys want to use this gun and actually do well, I recommend you try a few of these tips. And first of all, I would recommend you guys go for headshots because this gun does not have the greatest fire rate. It only comes in at 650, so especially at close quarters, you're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage to some of the faster firing guns. But if you can get those headshots in, you can actually negate some of the advantage that they would have normally, and you can maybe win those firefights that normally you would have no chance. And you'll see sometimes in the gameplay I kind of aim up towards the head and I get that headshot. It doesn't always work. I sometimes would go for the headshot and I would just miss entirely and end up dying. But it was worth it for those times that I would normally end up getting killed. But because I did get a couple cheeky headshots in, I was actually able to secure the kill. So I definitely recommend you guys do go for headshots. Now, another tip that I have for when playing with the Type 95B, and I guess for any gun that matter, but specifically for this gun, make sure you're playing to this gun's strengths, because if you're going to be in close quarters maps like Pearl Market or Locker or Metro, you're probably not going to do too well. There's a bit of gameplay on Pearl Market and I don't do amazing because this gun really is not made for that map. But when I'm using it on a map like Sunken Dragon or Zavid 311, this gun actually does very well because it has a lot of medium range engagements on both those maps, and this gun really is geared towards a medium to sometimes even far range engagements because it does have a pretty low fire rate, but that also makes it easy to handle, and it also does have a pretty good recoil pattern, so it's not too hard to hit those targets at range. Now, moving over to the next part of this loadout, we've got the G18 pistol. And honestly, this is one of my least favorite sidearms in the entire game. I mean, this thing is so utterly useless. On the surface, it sounds amazing. You think, oh, awesome, 1100 rounds per minute. I bet this thing shreds. But no, because it actually has, such a fast fire rate that you could empty the entire mag in a little over a second. So that's not that great. Plus, the recoil is pretty heinous when you're trying to shoot. So unless they're basically right in front of you, this gun is just going to let you down every single time. So recommend that you guys stay away from the G18 and get your own path to the family reunion. Alright, so moving on to the next part of the loadout, guys. This was by far my favorite part. It was so much fun to use these things. I was just wrecking kids left and right. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is quite yet, but I'm going to give you a quick clue, so see if you can guess. Okay, so if you guessed Incendiaries, you would be right because they are shit. They did not get me a single kill, I kid you not. I played with them for 2.5 hours while I recorded this entire loadout, not a single kill. I got plenty of these. But not a single kill flashed across my screen. I'm not even being sarcastic here. I could not get a kill with them. Because all you have to do to avoid these is basically walk forward or backwards or get out of the way. It does not take much time. They just do not do enough damage. They are so utterly useless. Unless your enemy is basically at 1% or they're, incredibly trash, you're not going to get a kill with these things. And coming from Battlefield Hardline, where the Incendiaries are amazing, they actually do work and they can actually take out enemies very well. Coming back to Battlefield 4, it was extremely frustrating because it honestly felt like I was throwing sparklers at the enemy team, hoping that I would somehow get a kill, and it was just not working out. I could not seem to get anything to go my way with these things, so I am definitely not going to be using them on any more classes. The Incendiaries are 100% dead to me.
Random RPG double.
Alright guys, so to finish off this loadout, I'm going to go over a few things that DICE could do to make this gun a little bit better so that people might be more inclined to use it. So first, I think DICE should increase the fire rate of this gun to about 700 rounds per minute. I think that's a nice middle ground so that it would still be more of a medium to long range engagement gun, but it could still hold its own at close range. Now also I think it would be nice if they decreased the reload time to about 2.5 seconds if it was empty and about 1.9 if there's bullets left in the magazine, because right now the reload time is a little bit longer than other carbines of similar caliber. So by reducing the reload time, it would make this gun a bit more appealing to people, because the way it is right now, the reload time is just too long for that to happen, and most of the time you're gonna get gunned down. So if they did decrease the reload time, I definitely would be more inclined to use this gun. Alright guys, so that's the end of this loadout, but before we end the video, if you guys could please leave some suggestions for future loadouts that you want to see us do on the channel, because we have not been getting nearly as many loadout ideas as we have in the past. So if you guys do want to see more of these awesome loadout videos, it would be much appreciated if you could give us some input and leave your awesome ideas down in the comments below. Also guys, just a quick reminder to keep sending in your awesome Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline clips into our top 5 email at gamingevolved896@gmail.com. But yeah guys, I think that's about it for today's video. So as always, if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. And until next time guys, stay buttery.